Okay. Oh my God. So yeah, I guess she's just going to try to push like off of it to fall to slump backwards.
So I have already decided what this will mean because I have been thinking about this, and and so what this means is that you we're going to treat it as a contest. Effectively, your situation is this strong, right? So you have to try and use your strength to get yourself off of there. Okay, so then we go to the contest, and you remember the rules about that. And so we basically, whoever beats their own score by more succeeds.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the trouble is that, well, they know what they were doing when they stuck you out here, so it's kind of strong.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well.
Imagine failing and having to slide all over again over the blade.
This might be bad.
Yeah, if you fail, Lorenzo, you're right. If you fail, what do you think it is going to mean? It's going to mean another spear strike.
Right. So I got a 30. Like, so I rolled. I got a 19, and I subtracted that from my strength.
So
I believe
that's exactly right. So you report a 30, basically.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll and see what happens. Oh, I get a much better number.
Okay.
And oh my God. And I rolled double sixes plus 1, so that's 13 points.
Okay, so I'm at -1.
Right.
She's just like pushes herself off and then falls right back into it.
Well, yes, and you do horrible damage to yourself, basically, and finish the job and fall unconscious.
Oh my God! Yeah. Holy shit!
So it's one life point. It's 1 life point per hour. As I said, from this point forward until you reach -7, you have 6 hours left.
Right. Yeah. Jesus.
So there you are. We'll come back to your role playing, your opportunity to role play while unconscious and dying on a stake. We'll come back to that after our next scene.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Being given the dust equivalent of the trio though, from Conan. I mean, I'm having this mental image now.
Yeah, sorry about that. That double 6 on the 2d6 there. That wasn't actually...
Yeah, that is rough.
Yeah, that was not...
Oh my God.
That was savage. I was sort of expecting another round or two of consciousness, but, we'll
right.
And let's take a look now at that wonderful, sunny, lovely patio. And the situations where we have... Ferrith and Ithasha, I do not want to overrun what you may have done. Had and Ferrith and Ithasha are now finally back to their life points, partly through Ithasha's efforts and partly through the fact that they've been taking care of themselves as they should. But it's also clear, I mean, even looking at you, it's pretty clear you've been through a lot. I mean, you have healing wounds that may be fine in terms of life points, but they are still, marks on your body. And you have definite, anybody looking at Ferrith can say, oh, you haven't been just sitting comfortably around for the last month, have you? I don't care how clean you are, you have sort of a look to you, which is a little bit more... evident, right? And the same with Had. I mean, Had is very happy to, be home. And so your circumstances here are clearly welcome, but the time has come for a conversation. And Sisiva is a woman who looks like a duster, except that she's a little bit taller than most dusters and a little bit more solid looking in the body, although certainly not to the point of a human. So just a little bit less slender. But she is very graceful, very duster-like in that regard. And one thing you will notice is that whoever it is doing her voice has one of those low female voices with a nice long and soft way of speaking that kind of makes everybody feel a little funny between their shoulder blades, right? So the other thing that you will note is that she and Had do not have, I mean, her body language is much more extreme than a Duster's. She's clearly been brought up among and lived with and is used to, she has completely either adopted or already just grew up with the way human body language works. So she expresses herself like a human, not like a Duster. So she and Had, to Dusterize, their relationship is instant and obvious. They are not lovers. They are not even what you might think of as close friends. They are, however, in very tight communication with each other and in very clearly know each other perfectly. So we should probably be in this patio, and since Sisiva is fairly gracious, she has welcomed you. She welcomes Farth back. She has been told of Ithasha and treats you with. She's not going to press you for information. She's not going to interrogate you. She says, and you are welcome here. Tell me when you are ready to share your travels. So she's definitely has not insisted on anything. She is aware of what you have brought with the sand and has not grabbed it or taken it away or anything like that. Who is technically in charge of the sand at this time, physically speaking? I mean, when you arrive.
Farith, I would assume.
Okay, if it's Farith,
Yeah.
then there you go.
Yeah, I suppose that I have my own place in this town.
That's very nice, but you're not there.
Oh.
Right. That is not happening. You are
okay.
welcome
So this is the
you are welcome at Sisiva's place, aren't you?
Okay. Okay.
Had is fairly definite about that.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I didn't have time to change the bags or to return some.
Right. Right. Oh no,
he has
been a solid ally for the last for the last week or so,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean that he has taken his eyes off you and your bags because he hasn't.
I can imagine.
Right.
And
did I get the chance to purify the sand?
That's something I wanted to ask. Is that something you want to do during the time it takes to get here? You can if you want to.
I can do it later on.
Later on. Okay, good.
I'm going to suggest, yes, that we do it in front of her.
That is a pretty dramatic act.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
It's a good way to persuade her of your significant powers.
So
if it works.
Yeah. Well, it should. I mean, there's nothing stopping it. There's no roll. You have the miracle points. And so the main issue then is this. You are speaking with her. She has no weaponry. She begins by telling a story. So you are all in this place, and I'm trying to think about the best means. How would she do this? Okay. How are you seated? How are you positioned? She has probably placed, made places to. I mean, you saw there are benches and tables and things like that in the patio. She has had them moved to be closer to where some of the plants are. So there is actually dirt if Ithasha wants to sit on it, basically. So she's very familiar with dusters and where they are the most comfortable. So she would like to just sit and relax and to say, it is, I have spoken with Had. He has told me his observations and his opinions. But you have clearly done far more than he saw, and far more than he perhaps can understand. She will make it. She looks speaking to Ithasha. She says, I remember very little of my life among the people of the Ant. Almost all I know is from living here, where I have made my place, and I have found my power here. For me, all may be had through, and she smiles gently and says, prophets. And it's a word that Ithasha doesn't even know. And so she looks at Farith and says, in the slight, does she understand me?
I'm going to, move my head like, a slight no.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pointing out that I'm not sitting, I'm not being aggressive or anything, but I think he's changed enough that he's going to be, standing with the bags in one hand and the other hand on the pommel of the sword. Really not aggressive, but
right. Oh, really?
compared to the last time.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to the last time when he was very nervous
when he
and
came
very,
begging for favors. Right, I see.
Yes,
okay.
Now
Right.
he's like kind of exhausted, but he's changed. Yeah. He's been through a lot.
Right. So she says, here, in where we live here and how we live, what I have said is everything, Ithasha. If you stay, you will learn. You are welcome to stay or not. I cannot ask of anything of you. You have brought Farith back to me with his prize. I understand you are very concerned, and you have a reason to be. I don't think I understand exactly why. But what I can do to help you, I will. And you would be surprised how much that can be. Farith, let's see, is this really the way she wants to do this right now? There's something she is happy to offer to Farith later. But that's not happening right now. Okay. So, what does Ithasha want to tell her?
I will stay for a while. I will see and learn.
And she says, "Dude, what can you tell me? What did you face there?" Had was, I have never seen Had so shocked by something. He was not quite able to say what he saw, but he says he saw my mother.
That's what I think she is.